Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome my very special co hosts for today, Heather and Priscilla from the Crone Zone. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I am
Always
so
fun to be with
excited.
you.
I'm
Yes.
so excited to have you back here together, and I am looking forward to an amazing show. I just wanted to say hello to Bora Bora, White Dragon, Rooted Willow, and Craig Dixon. Thank you, everybody, for coming. So nice to see all the regulars here. And we are simulcasting, so we can see everybody, no matter whose channel you are chatting from. So,
Yay.
I wanted to wish both of you ladies a happy Friday night, but today is a little bit more than just a regular Friday night. Can do
Hmm.
either of you know what today is?
Absolutely.
Go
Friday
for
the
it.
13th, the
Yep.
day of the divine feminine. Everybody's self love today.
And my dad's lucky day.
My
He loved,
dad's birthday.
yeah. So it's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I've always thought it was lucky. Were you superstitious at all, Jean, about Friday the 13th?
I think maybe in the month of October, maybe I might have. But
I'm an
other than
October
that,
baby, so it's perfect. If it was not.
My going to grade school, all the kids were just really worried about Friday the 13th, and I could never figure it out.
oh, really? Wow.
Which is why my dad actually told us, he wouldn't have told us otherwise, but he told us that's his favorite day. That's everything good happens that day because there's 13 letters in his name. It's perfect.
Wow.
Cool. I never thought about it like that.
No, I didn't either, but he did.
Denise says, blessings all. Happy Friday the 13th. Hi, Denise. So
Yay.
nice to
Same to
see
you,
you too.
Denise.
Yes.
Lori Hunsinger is here. Hi, Lori. Nice to
Hey,
see you.
Lori.
Teacher Barbara is
My
here.
fellow dragon, my fellow water dragon too, aren't you, Lori? We're both water dragons.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh. I love that. We need to do a dragon show together. I just love dragons. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, my heart leaps. Hi, Emmy J. So nice to see you. Thanks
Hi,
for
Mary
coming.
Ellen
And
and Gina M.
Samantha and Melinda, everybody's here. Hello. Hello. The
Lots and
gang's all
lots.
together. Look, Lindsay is here. Hi, Lindsay. Nice
Hi,
to
Oh,
see
Lindsay.
you. And Garnett is here. Gina M. Hi, Gina. Nice to see you. Wow. Are you doing readings? We're not doing readings. We're going to be doing a little bit of discussion for today. I know everybody's so thrilled, but
Yes.
I really get a chance to really, you know, uh, what do they say? Chew the information with both of these brilliant ladies,
Yeah,
and
we
talk
feel
about.
that you're just as brilliant, trust me.
yes.
We've learned so much from you as well, sweet Jean. You're an
And
Oh,
amazing
all, and
human
we
being.
and we all have our own strengths, so it doesn't matter what to put us together. It's great.
wonderful,
And
wonderful. That's
it
so
is
sweet of
lovely
you.
not for you to not have to do readings on a day and just enjoy whatever it is that we talk about.
Yeah.
It it is, and I do love to chat and talk about metaphysical or ascension or awareness, all of these topics,
Our
and
favorite topics.
yeah, exactly. The things that we feel are really important to share and to discuss with everybody. And so what are if you'd like, I have a little conversation starter, and but there's several there. So as many as we get through it is as
Oh,
many as
fun.
we do.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to add this little comment here, and I love my little comments in the
I love that.
whatever.
Absolutely.
But so this particular one says, being gentle with ourselves is the first step to creating a kinder world. So I've been getting messages, and I'm just going to take this up and down, you guys. But I've been getting messages for when people are asking me messages for my spirit guides, messages for my spirit guides. I am really getting to be kind to ourselves, to be gentle with ourselves, to forgive ourselves for not being able to get done what we like, our high expectations of ourselves, and then our
Judgment of
criticizing.
ourselves.
Yeah, judging. That's right.
The judgment of ourselves. Yeah. I think that's probably the hardest thing for
Any of us.
any woman. I don't know about men. I can't, but any woman tends to judge herself so harshly because of what's presented in the media. We should look like, feel like, talk like, act like, blah, blah, blah.
And it's not just the media. You're brought up thinking that. I mean,
I think it's different now. I don't think it's quite as
hope so.
misogynistic
I hope so.
as it was when we were growing up.
But you were expected, and so anybody in our generation, there were tons of expectations that we had to break.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Oh, Garnett said he's getting the same information coming through right now. Yeah, it's really important. Gina's getting ready for bed when she's listening. And White Dragon says, I can judge myself harshly sometimes. Yep.
Too
Mhm.
harshly.
White Dragon.
And I remember when we first started, I kept getting, no matter what state, that they need to take care of themselves and be kinder to themselves. And so there were times that I just interrupted to say it because I was being told, say it. So they really want us to be more gentle with ourselves. And
I think a lot of it has to do with all the information that's hitting the planet right now.
Mm-hmm. And all the downloads and so much shadow work. It kind of lends itself to not being as gentle with yourselves as you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiving.
And forgiving.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when we're aware and we can see things differently, and it's important not to judge ourselves for when we were not aware and could not see things clearly. It really is important.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy, but we can learn from it and then move on. It's this stagnant holding on to those burdens or judgments that we can't let go of. It's not the learning. It's not the, oh yeah, maybe I should have said that, and then move on. It's just don't carry it with you, and we all have this tendency. So just that letting go and letting things keep moving forward. This is what I think is important for everybody to be mindful of.
Oh, I agree. And White Dragon says downloads are nonstop and they keep coming. Exactly. And all those side effects that we get from this energy off the sun, all this information that's coming through, it's hard on our human bodies. And we do need to pay more attention to self-care, I believe, with salt baths and showers and releasing stuff. Just wash over us. Yes, I love that, Garnet.
So, in addition, I know that you have Valerie coming up on your channel. I think it's tomorrow night, but there's also the outer planets, the larger outer planets that are all within the 27, 28, and 29 degrees of each sign, of whatever sign that they're in. And they're all going to be moving signs, the largest planets in the outer planets,
right,
which takes them the longest to move around. They're all positioned in one sign and going to be moving to the next sign all together at the same time. And that is such a rarity. And not only that, but Pluto is moving back into Aquarius, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe
moving direct, and we're moving into the age of Aquarius. So there's a lot of astrological amazing movements and occurrences,
and all
happening.
Of that is information that is bombarding each and every one of us, the whole collective.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, absolutely. I'd forgotten about that. Valerie should talk about that tomorrow night. I'm sure she'll be telling us all about all these aspects.
And we were talking about the side effects of everything coming through. Sometimes it's physical. It's not just emotional. It's not just in our brains and our heart. Sometimes it's actually a physical reaction to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
What kind of physical reactions do you get, Jean?
Wipe out. What?
Wipe out?
You know that song?
Mhm.
Da-na-na-na-na-na, wipe out. Yeah.
I
Yep.
I was taking my granddaughter to the hospital 3 days this week for a particular type of therapy, and on Tuesday we were talking and blah 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 blah, and it took about 4.5 hours to do the therapy, and the second day we both slept through the whole thing. We were both totally wiped out. I think it was those astrological things going on because we slept through the whole thing and we both woke up about the same time and went, did we sleep through all of that? It was bizarre.
Mhm.
So
Well,
I think it's zodiacal. How do you say that?
Astrological.
Astrological.
That'll do.
Mhm.
Yeah, and there are times when I simply have to force myself to move to be able to move because of old issues deciding, oh, I'm in your weak spot. I'm going to get you, you know?
That does seem to be
Well,
where it happens wherever you're the weakest
yeah,
or the
yeah.
weakest
And
spot in your body. For me, it's my knees, my joints.
Yeah.
That's where it tends to
mhm,
get me. But I haven't had
mhm.
that this
The
week.
little, sorry, just our little weak spots, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that they feel overwhelmed, they feel exhausted, and it's a lot of information and it's a lot of energy, but it's so very exciting. I can feel it, and I actually have been dreaming or remembering my dreams a little bit more, which is
Interesting.
quite, yeah, it's unusual for me, believe it or not. So I think that
Are you
that's a
writing them
sign of.
down?
I'm not. I'm sharing them with my husband when I wake up, and he says, "You're a
Oh,
kook," when I tell him, you know.
of
And
course.
I hardly sleep at all at night. If I get 5 hours or 4 hours of sleep, that's a lot for me now.
Oh,
So
wow. Wow. Okay, so I have another conversation starter
I
here.
love this
It's
background you have with that moon gate in it.
yeah.
That's a beautiful sunshiny moon gate back there. Okay,
I
the
will show
moment
that it. I'll show that in just a moment. So this says the moment you can change your perception is the moment you rewrite chemistry in your body.
Yeah.
And this is by Bruce
oh,
Lipton. And I recently saw something that he did about how we are all coming online, that we can all begin to heal ourselves. We always have this ability, but the ability is within our every
he's amazing.
human's body is able to heal itself. And this is the moment you change your perception, is the moment you rewrite the chemistry in your body. It's actual a physical reaction, a physical manifestation. When we change our perception, physically things change. And it's amazing because I've seen you two flourish, and it's making me want to go there. But after you went to Mount Shasta and just stepped on the mountain, receiving all of that healing magic, everybody's like, well, you can astral travel there, or you can, you know, meditate and
Oh
on
no.
and get that. It's not the exact same. You have to step on the mountain. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
An example of that is my kids, when they would get up and they would have to get up and get on the bus. And every once in a while, the oldest stepson would come up and I talk, he's Mr. Grouch. I mean, Mr. Grouch and a half. And I used to tell him, go back downstairs, get in bed, and then get back up again.
Oh.
And
And when he
did it?
came upstairs, he was a different person. He was great. You know? I don't know
I
if he
can't
was.
imagine my brothers doing that. I think they would have had some foul language and walked out the door.
Well, he did, but you know, when he came back up, it was he learned to do what I told him to do. And if I said do something, you'll feel better, he would do it.
Mhm.
Well, that's
So,
good.
yeah.
So with all all of these extra ascension symptoms and these additional energies and downloads that are coming in. What we need, what is important is if we change our perception, just like the Friday the 13th, we can say, oh no, Friday the 13th, and we'll attract like, tripping on something.
Jason.
Or if we say, this is a wonderful celebration. Friday the 13th is a very lucky day. And then you'll attract these beautiful, high vibrational blessings into your life.
Absolutely works.
I had a comment for Jen Bowles. This is are noticing people who I have noticed it so much more being in the city. There are so many more people actually not afraid of me. When I start talking and they want to talk to me, they know that I'm doing this work. And I mean, my next door neighbor, you're a witch. I said, yeah, but I'm a white witch. Everybody, it's fine. And I've even had people come up who hardly I've seen at all and come up and give me things like this bracelet with the.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah. And I was going, and I saw him the other day, just, oh, it's good you're wearing it. Yeah, well, yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, self-awareness and the awareness of who we truly are, the divine spark inside each and every human, and seeing each other for the divine soul that we are, I think is really very beautiful and a wonderful aspiration for all of us to aspire to, for sure. So I have another little conversation starter. If you don't mind, we can continue here. It says every intention sets energy into motion, whether you are conscious of it or not.
Well, here we get back to the subconscious and how the subconscious is the one that's basically telling us what to do, from things that we don't remember, things that happen in our childhood, previous lives, or whatever. That's our subconscious creating these. And from what the research that Heather and I were doing, we found out that only the consciousness can train the subconscious to think correctly, because the subconscious doesn't get good or bad, evil or good. That doesn't understand. All it understands is what you're saying to yourself.
And being programmed. If you listen to something,
we are programming our subconscious by the thoughts that we have and the intentions that we have. So it's so bloody important not to say, damn, I'm an idiot, when you do something silly. And I am so guilty of that.
Yeah, it does
stupid stuff like that.
The subconscious doesn't get a joke. They don't realize that. As far as they're concerned, whatever is said, no matter how, is serious business, and it records it.
Exactly. And it records it. So we do have to be very careful.
Wow. That's an amazing point that you made there about the subconscious. I love that. And that we're very much directed by it, but the consciousness directs our subconscious, which directs our subconscious moves or thoughts, or all automatic intentions, I guess. But every intention sets energy into motion. So if we have an intention on beginning a family someday, or getting married to a wonderful person someday, or buying a house, or living in a place that is peaceful and calm, set your intention
and throw out these details. Get detailed about what you want, right? You want, I just want a house in the woods. Well, what kind of house do you want? I want a hobbit house. I want an English garden. I want cats. I want whatever it is.
The more detail there is, the more you're going to like it. And you're just manifesting it. You're sending out the energy to manifest what you really want. And if you're really general, you may not get what you actually wanted. It
might even be better.
It is. It's really very, it's very meaningful, powerful, and it's useful for sure. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. I just have a couple, you guys. Pardon?
I feel like I'm on a game show. And the I don't mean that in a bad way, just funny. Just cute.
The next game show is What you love, you empower.
Mm-hmm.
What you fear, you empower. What you empower, you attract.
Yeah.
So be
Perfect.
very careful about what you love and what you fear, and place your focus, your attention, and your energy into what you love.
Yeah, because whatever you throw that energy at, and whatever you do when you think about it, you're throwing energy at it. Whatever you throw that energy at, that's what's going to happen.
Make sure it's from love and not fear.
Exactly.
It is really very powerful, and this is a lot of this is probably coming from manifestation or the law of attraction, all of these things. But I just feel like they're
Or the
important
12
to,
universal laws.
yeah. And tell us, how many universal laws are there?
12, but I've seen more. You know, there's
Yeah.
probably 12 for this and 12 for that and 12 for that.
Yeah.
And universal laws are not just for Earth; they're for
The universe. Yeah.
Multiverse.
And there's
Yeah.
lots of universes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
The multiverse.
Absolutely. And it's so very reassuring and so very important to understand these universal laws that are abided by every sentient being in the universe, for sure.
Yes, exactly. We did a show on them. If you want to know the 12 universal laws, go to our you can go to our YouTube page and you will find
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
In fact, we did one recently about the 12 universal laws and the astrology for each law with Valerie, and that was really eye-opening.
Mm-hmm.
That was powerful.
That is really, really cool. It is definitely, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't looked into it, either, obviously check out the lady show and or just you can look it up. You can look it up.
Google.
There's so much on there.
Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
So I have another little conversation starter.
I love
What will she
these.
bring up next? So this one
They're
says,
great.
it is entirely possible that behind the perception of our senses, worlds are hidden of which we are unaware. And this is Albert
Without a
Einstein.
doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Without-
Well, that
how many-
actually, go ahead.
You go ahead, honey.
No, go right.
I was going to say, how many beings from other dimensions have you communicated with?
Mm-hmm.
Several.
Yeah,
I don't know
and
anything about those dimensions, but I know that they're not the one I'm in.
and we have so many timelines. There is no time except on Earth. So everything's happening at once. It kind of reminds me of the Men in Black, where they talk about this little world of things in this little necklace. And they're saying, that's their world. And then our world is so much bigger. And at the end of the show, they open the locker door and there's another big world. Bigger
Wow.
than them.
What was this show again? What was the name of it?
Men in Black. It was just
Oh, okay. Okay, I remember the little world. I don't remember them open up.
I don't remember the
scene.
open door and
at
the
the
big
end of
world.
it, because I got to show you something. Because he's talking about, what are you in so many of these little worlds? And then he opened, and
Wow.
Tommy
Tommy
Jones opens the locker door, and inside, all you see is parts of legs walking by it because it's so much bigger than ours. They were just lockers.
Cool.
And
Watch that again.
this is also part of expanding our awareness, expanding our mind, opening up our imagination portal, and to work on acceptance of things that are unseen, like Joshua said. And it really is moving towards this awareness of who we truly are, and that we are not alone in this world or in this dimension, or there's so many dimensions
right
here
right now around us. We're not alone.
And I was going to say, I was glad that you brought up about stuff within us. There are so many things within us that we're unaware of. You know, like
Yep. Our chakras, our auras. I mean, all of this energy.
Our,
You don't even get me started because that's a whole nother
useless
show.
DNA.
yeah,
Yeah.
our individual organs are like something all by themselves. They're
Mhm.
just connected with all the buttons. They're connected, but they aren't all the same. They are whole little worlds in themselves doing their own little thing.
Mhm. And the crystalline DNA too, and
Mhm.
it's really and what this, I guess what
Really an
the
ignorant
point of this,
species.
I know what it's just it's like mind candy is what Dolores Cannon used to call it. It's mind candy, and it's turning your brain into a pretzel, and understanding that there are things outside of the human understanding. There are things that are outside of the infinite possibilities that our minds cannot the concepts are too great for a human
Mhm.
mind to think about. But we're moving into this evolution where we will be able to understand it, think about it, be aware of it, visit it, and learn about it. It's the evolution, is this mind expansion, this awareness expansion, this and it's just so very fascinating. And I wouldn't go on this trip with anybody else other than you two ladies going down this.
I was going to say, we are learning to really think outside our box.
Yeah. You know what would be fun is if you ladies would put together some of your, like, top 5 or top 10 shows that were just so mind expanding, mind blowing, and we'll do this again and just
Okay.
visit some of these really important concepts that sometimes we pass on by because they're so big. You need to take them in little chunks. It's like Dolores
Absolutely.
Cannon again. She must be here with us because I keep saying her name. But feed humanity these concepts with a baby spoon. You can't expect them to take the whole concept and to understand it.
Well,
So
think
I
about
just
the times that you've had um, your guides talking to you, and there's been many a time when I've had to go, hold it, I can't take anymore. My tiny human brain does not compute, and they just kind of giggle about it, like, poor little thing. I'm like, no,
I
I
mean,
can't take anymore. Give me a break.
and
You have to
even
process the little things to move forward. You just can't take it all in one whack. So imagine, I consider myself fairly awakened. And if it can overwhelm me, can you imagine to 99% of the human population what it's like?
and if you think about our shows, there have been times when we've had to break it down because that's enough for this show. Let's go to
Well,
the
we try to keep it under 30 minutes because sometimes it's just like I said, you can only absorb so much. And particularly with our minds on reels and all these fast things that social media does, we have the attention span of a gnat. It's I've noticed my attention span has decreased over the last few years. Now, I don't know if that's age or what.
Mhm.
But it's
I
certainly
think
not what it was.
at the same time, I think we are processing faster. I do.
Oh,
I,
definitely.
Perhaps maybe I should speak for myself. I feel like I'm processing faster. And I usually, if I'm listening to something, a podcast or something, I'm always listening to it at 1.5, 1.75, or even 2 times the speed.
Really?
Um, mhm.
That's interesting.
and
Wow, cool.
and they do say that if you meditate, it will help improve your brain power. You're smarter. You can absorb more. So there's another reason to meditate.
Hmm.
Wow. I think we should do a show on that.
On meditation.
I'm saying I'm acting like I'm part of the team. But yeah, no,
You are. You've been part of the team unknowingly since the day we met. I've learned
for sure.
so much from you. We've had so
For
much
sure.
fun.
For sure. Okay, everybody, let's do another conversation starter. Let's add one more in here.
Let me
So
just say
this
to
Wait a
Leah,
minute.
real quick. Leah, we're doing our next remote, I think, is Tuesday, and it's Heather doing Machu Picchu.
Mhm.
So, yeah, thanks for mentioning it.
Okay. Yeah, I love Machu Picchu. I got to watch that one. So this one we have, it says, you have to look deeper, way below the anger, the hurt, the hate, the jealousy, the self-pity, way down deeper, where the dreams lie. Find your dream. It's the pursuit of the dream that heals you.
Wow, that's deep.
Mhm.
That is deep.
You have to look at it from all sorts of different angles, not just yours, but all sorts, with maybe the opposite side, or maybe somebody who was looking on before. If you don't stop and look at it, you really don't see it.
You do. That shadow work is hard work.
Mhm.
And I've noticed that it was actually, it's not so bad right now, but over the last few months, there's been a lot of shadow work that I've been doing that I thought was long gone. It's like everything comes in a spiral. Yeah, exactly. You think you got it done, and oh no, let's just check and make sure you've got that lesson learned. Yeah.
And if the spiral doesn't work for you, the onion will. You've
Yeah.
peeled it
Peel
off,
off
there's
layers.
another layer.
Another layer's there to peel.
I have to
And
say, I went through a lot of shadow work in the last few months. It's lightened up, thank God. For a while there, it was like, really?
I love the following your dream it's the pursuit of the dream that heals you. It's the pursuit of our soul's desire, our
Yeah.
that urge inside of us, that creativity, that need, or that insatiable, wanting to know the answers, or wanting to learn more, or wanting to create and express ourselves. This is our soul's desire. This is our truest dream. Our dream is our soul's expression. This is why we are here on this earth,
Mhm.
is to allow our souls to express and to create. And this is our dream. This is sort of like the drive behind what we desire the most in this world. And it's our soul. It has to do with our soul's expression.
Mhm.
And through this is where we will find that it's the dream that heals us. It's through expressing our truest desires, and expressing ourselves, and pursuing the creativity that we want to create, that heals us. And it's not stuffing down. It's not going by conventional, what is the hamster wheels. It's the being our authentic self, being our individual,
Mhm.
allowing ourselves to express ourselves and to be ourselves, and to create the way we, and each person is an individual. And if it's not so apparent by each and every card reader, each and every psychic, we all do things just a little bit differently,
Mhm.
because we are individual, yet we have this common denominator of connecting with the higher realms, and the other side, or the other worlds, in order to bring through messages. We all do basically, or overall, a similar action, but we do it all, we express it in such an individual manner. Each one of us has our own way of bringing through these things, and it's okay. And it's not even okay, it is intended to be that way.
It's intended.
And
I found, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and I agree with, I think it was Harley. He was saying it's not the end results, it's the journey.
It
Yep.
is.
The journey of looking at it from all these different directions, addressing it, why it upset you or why it didn't upset you, and how to let go of it. It's the journey.
It is. I found that um, during the shadow work that we did in Sedona, that going back into that and letting your inner child out is what creates the creativity. It's releasing that inner child to be your authentic self, because that's who that inner child is, your authentic self.
Mhm.
And once you release that inner child and let her know, in my case, let her know that she's loved and let's play, my life changed. It changed incredibly. And I didn't want to start a YouTube channel. It was my guides that insisted I started a YouTube channel. Kicking and screaming. And finally in Sedona, I said, okay, fine, whatever you want, but you're going to have to send me somebody that knows what they're doing because I don't know anything. But that journey from that moment on, I've had so much fun and learned so much and found so much love and in this community, which I never expected in a million years. I thought it was going to be nasty like Facebook. I thought people were going to be horrible. Completely the opposite. So you don't know. I judged YouTube before I ever got there. And yet here I am 2.5 years later, loving every minute of it. And I've made so many wonderful new friends.
Exactly.
It's just been a phenomenal journey. And I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. That is not who I used to be at all. Tomorrow was like, oh shit, here's another day. I don't feel like that anymore. It's pretty awesome.
It's just a fun adventure. And if there are some challenges, face them.
There's always challenges. But you don't react the same way as you did.
No, not
6
anymore.
months ago, 6 years ago. It's a whole different, what's the lesson in this? Rather than poor, pitiful me.
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
that's a big lesson for humans.
I think it's important that we share this together and that we not go through it together, but we support one another with the things that we all go through. And, if anybody needs help or if anybody has a situation or somebody has a loss in the family, we're all here to support them and on their journey. And I think that is very powerful to be in a community that has such compassion for one another and for the light, to shine the light and to be unified as one, like we're intended to be.
And I love the diversity of the community because everybody is individual and what works for one person may not for another. So you get all sorts of different ideas and you pick what's right, but you're going to pick what's right for you. But you've got other people out there like you who can help you.
Oh, it's just so much fun to be able to talk to people about this stuff that don't look at you and go, you're nuts. You need to see a shrink. Thank you, Joshua. That was really sweet. He said,
was nice.
Priscilla are a godsend. That's thank you so much.
They are. You're right, Joshua. That's so sweet.
Thank you so
very,
much.
very sweet. And Craig's driving. Okay, be careful there, Craig.
Just be careful, Craig. No texting and driving.
No texting and driving. It's really I love the way that we are open and expanding our awareness, our vibration, our compassion, and these concepts that are just otherworldly or other dimensional. It's really important to share these and almost introduce these concepts that you do so well on your show, ladies, that you introduce these concepts and you introduce for those who say, oh my gosh, I've known that my entire life. I've never heard it said that way. And then you allow them to dive deeper or to look into that deeper. There's also really amazing podcasts and interview type shows that Next Level, I think is what it's called.
Next Level Channeling.
Yeah. No, well, that's Next Level
Valerie.
Channeling. Yeah. The other one is Next Level something. Next or Soul.
What's his name? You're talking about.
But I know. I'll look it up in just a second. Sorry, I just threw that out. But there's amazing people being interviewed that are understanding of these concepts, just like Bruce Lipton and Wayne Dyer and all these others. But there's are you looking it up? It's Edward somebody.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have it right here, but it's just more accessible. It's more available. It's actually these people that are next. Thank you, Jen. Look at her.
Next level
Yep.
soul help.
Soul, next level soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has
And
amazing guests.
and it's really it's thank you, everybody. I
Whole
appreciate
community.
that.
Thank you. See what I mean? They're all there to back you up.
Exactly.
It takes a village, you guys.
And
So
I'm glad nobody is reticent to responding.
Alex Ferrara.
Yeah. But there's more than just interesting interviews. It's learning about who we truly are and what we're all about and the meaning behind all of us being here on Earth as a human race. Like it's really, I mean, it's things that we sort of knew about but never really talked about or thought about. Like it's something that you would have read or understood, maybe a concept, but you never actually thought about it and related it to yourself or to your own life or what this could mean for us. And really just developed the idea and reflected this out into your own life and tried and worked on practicing this in your own life. And I think that with this YouTube community, it allows all of us to try to apply some of these principles, ideas, lessons, laws and be aware of them, and to walk through our own lives with this awareness is really what I find is life-changing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Applying it to your life is mind-blowing. It changes everything. You realize that you're a master of manifestation. You're just not manifesting what you really want sometimes. But we're all absolute masters of manifestation because look what's in front of us.
And that's one of the reasons we say to be very specific, because they will, and the manifestation will come through, but it may not be exactly what you want if you are not specific.
And that brings me to my next conversation starter. Since you brought that up, I wanted to bring it to share it with everybody. And I think that this was a wonderful way of looking at it. And it says, decide what kind of life you actually want. And this is the specifics that Heather is talking about. Then say no to everything that isn't that. Exactly. And this is the power of that we have the choice. We have the power of choice. This is where our infinite power is to choose what works for us, choose what it is that we want, choose
the friends you
direction.
Want.
Pardon?
Choose the friends you want. Choose who you want to be around. High vibing people.
And this is not a new concept, because Plato said we create our own world.
Isn't that amazing? We've known it all along. We just never really looked at it quite like that before. It's the way it's presented, but I just love that saying that then say no to everything that isn't what you really want. And it sounds so simple.
No,
and
thank
it's like,
you. I prefer this.
Exactly.
No poverty, thank you. I prefer wealth. No, thank you. I prefer wellness as opposed to illness. Yeah. What you prefer. Yeah. I don't even like the word what you want, because that means that you don't have it.
It's
and
like
if you want it, you better think about having it and like getting excited about having it and knowing that it's coming or knowing that it's there for you. The universe is bringing you what you need and want. You have to be proactive. You can't sit back and just, I want this, I want that. That's not going to manifest shit.
No, because wanting is lack.
Wanting is lack. So you need to come up with a different word from want, which for me, prefer works really well.
I'm grateful for. I am grateful for the brand new car out in my driveway, even though there's not a brand new car. But if you're grateful,
you make it, I always say.
Yeah.
You're sending out that energy. You're sending out that vibration.
Mhm.
And I say affirmations, or I used to say affirmations in my car all the time on the way to work. And I used to recite them. So I would know, to go through, I'm thankful for this, I'm thankful for that, and I'm grateful for this, and I'm so happy about that. And to say all these affirmations on my way to work and a lot of these things have come to pass. And not only have come to pass, but have exceeded my expectations that
Well, you're
Have
getting
you
back,
noticed it does exceed your expectations every bloody time?
and you're getting back to the conscious and subconscious. By saying your affirmations, you're telling your subconscious this is the way to think.
And the affirmations
brilliant.
are a big thing for talking to your subconscious.
Mhm.
Affirmations, meditation, the usual suspects that we all know are good for us and forget to do.
And it's kind of like those of you who used to have records, you got to be older for that. But if you got a skip in the record, if you wanted to get rid of it, you held the needle down just a little longer or a little heavier,
It
so
would create a
it
groove.
made the groove deeper so it wouldn't jump.
I
And
saw
that's what we're doing in the brain. We're making the groove a
exactly.
little deeper so that this is it, guys. Forget that negative stuff. This is it. This is what
Yep.
we want.
I saw the cutest table at my hairdresser's today. It was a little side table made from an old album. The top was an old album. It was a cheap trick album. And I was like, I went and saw them. I remember these songs.
Wow.
It was literally an album, and it still had the cheap, the sticker in the center and everything. It was really cute how they'd done it.
Wow. So this is one of a huge compliment. Thank you very much, Amanda. She said she's sitting in the grocery outlet parking lot listening until the end before she goes in because
I love it.
Well, thank
you're going to
you.
be beaming ear to ear, and you're going to be getting free this and free that when you walk in there, right?
Exactly.
And
Appreciating
everybody
abundance.
around you is going to feel your energy. You're going
And they're
to
going to say, where's she been? I want to go.
That's
But
cool.
it's really it's a huge compliment that you wouldn't just shut it off and go in because it's something you need to do, that you want to wait 10 more minutes till it ends. I think
Thank you,
that's a huge,
sweetheart.
very, it's
I like
very,
what Joshua said. Word reprogramming the fear in the subconscious. That's absolutely it.
Right.
Choosing love over fear is the way to do it.
Exactly.
in its simplest form, right? The fear is what was used for so long to try and control the situation or control the society, and it is not real. It is not real. And learning a lot of these laws of spiritual laws and reality type of our energy, our power, our manifestation, our choice, all of these things are reinforcing our own sovereignty and our own ability to create our own life, and being in touch with that soul's vibration, that soul of ours, that divine spark that we all have, and just following that and being in tune with that. It's a little compilation that I wanted to review today
I love your
with
slides
everyone.
today.
Yeah. And I was going to say, to add on to yours, you were talking about fear being in control this, control that. It's to control you. And the fear wants to control you. By eliminating that fear, you are in control.
Right.
We
Exactly.
take back our power.
Mm-hmm.
So, one little last conversation starter is when you're trying to fit in after a spiritual awakening.
I love that picture. He was so cute.
You need to be part of this group. You fit.
I have definitely walked around my house in a daze after, like, connecting with a strong energy or receiving a strong download, and walking around in a daze feeling like this for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When you're trying to fit in for sure. But
Will you go back and show your back? Get us
Yeah.
off the
Just go
screen.
back or don't put a slide.
on there and a beautiful moon gate.
Yeah, that's
So
where
we
we're
couldn't
going.
hear you. What were you saying?
I was
Oh,
saying, go ahead.
what a beautiful moon gate it was, and all the crystals.
And
Really
that's where
pretty
we're
picture.
going. We're leaving, even though this is not it. This is pretty. Going there, that's where we're going.
I'm all in.
I heard that Earth was one of the most beautiful places in the universe.
Yes.
I've been some pretty beautiful places on this planet.
The
Pretty.
miraculous ecosystems and the seeding of all the different sentient beings that were seated here at different times, and the way that we all cohabitate and commingle. Well, mostly all of us, but
And it'll get
yeah,
back to that. It's going to get back to
Yeah.
being part of the
And,
planet instead of sitting on top.
harmony is what comes to mind.
Harmony, yes.
and think about all the colors. You
And
don't.
the new colors.
Yeah. And
Have you noticed that when you go out in nature, everything seems brighter, newer, crisper,
yep.
very different than it used to be. When I go up in the mountains and I around in the trees and the grass, and I'm like,
Yeah, I was
feel
going to
like
say,
I'm almost in a movie because everything is so real.
yeah, like the leaves are greener.
Oh,
It's
it's
just,
that's
and I woke up the other morning about a month ago, and the building next door to me is red brick. But I woke up and it must have been sunrise, because when I looked, I had a hard time seeing the difference where the brick stopped and the red sky began.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
I could hardly tell where that one went near the.
Put your
it was
glasses on
bright.
next time.
No, my glasses were on. I'm like,
I'm just
how
teasing.
did it get so red? It was, talk about a red sky. It
I
was.
was driving up to Estes Park the other day and I started crying. Literally tears coming down my cheeks at the beauty I was seeing. And I was like, what is wrong with me? I am so emotional about the greens and the creek next. But literally, I was crying. It was just so beautiful. Who does that? Who
And
does
I
that?
love the smells.
Yes.
I'm allergic to most of them, but I love the smells.
I wonder if it's the frequency and the vibration that we are looking at, or if it's the frequency and vibration of ourselves that we are evolving and being able to see it.
Combination.
I was going to say, being able to see it. Yeah. A lot of the grays have left us so that we can actually perceive how beautiful this planet is.
Isn't that amazing?
Mhm.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Well, I just want to thank both of you ladies for coming. And is there anything that you wanted to share or wanted to say um, uh, in closing, or if you wanted to tell us a little bit about what's coming up? We already know that Valerie's coming up tomorrow, and
Yes.
that we're going to ask her about those outer planets being in the final degrees and what that actually means. I know Valerie has such a vast amount of information that
She
is coming
does.
forward all at the same time, that she only has to pick and choose some of these things to try and fit it in 1 hour.
That's Valerie B, an illumination portal, the astrologer that comes on twice a month, full moon and new moon on our channel. Plus, it's not just those. There's so many, like you say, aspects, especially the outer planets, which haven't been in effect on this planet, I think, for like 26,000 years. It's all coming around. This is all new. We've never been in this part of the galaxy before.
And if I read correctly, we have a bunch of eclipses coming.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's eclipse season as well. So, hold on to your brooms, ladies, because there's a bunch coming up, according to Miss Valerie. And then on Tuesday, Heather's going to tell us about her remote view of Machu Picchu. And the neat thing about it is You can come and ask questions, and she can go right back there because she's
Oh.
such an incredible remote viewer. She goes back there to answer your questions. And I usually have a ton.
It's just fine because I learned so much more. I forget to ask all these questions. And when you guys ask, I go back and find out, and we all learn more.
So that's really fascinating. And then I think on the next weekend, we have Terry Suzuki coming for more of Terry's Tales.
Right.
We love Terry Suzuki. She's a dear friend and an incredible human being, talented, just one of the sweetest people I've ever met. And I'm sure most of you know who she is. And
Yeah.
she'll be on with her tales. And we always have fun with Terry. And then Sun Psychic Jean will be back before too long. She'll be on our channel. And
Yay.
next month, right? On a Friday.
I'm not sure. We'll take a look at it because we were doing back and forth. So I'll have to take a look at.
You're going to be on our channel next month.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have our wisdom circle coming up at the first Monday of every month. And I'm not sure who it is the next time.
Terry Lee, I believe. Spirituality of Aliens, I believe.
You'll have to stay tuned to find out.
You never know with Miss Terry. She's a delight.
We have it all planned out. And but we never remember on the spot.
Exactly.
Because it's in the notes.
Thanks so much for having us, Jean. I just love to come to your channel, and thanks everybody in the chat for being here and
so receptive.
I loved having you. And please, everybody, if you're watching here on my channel and or watching later, please do go over to the Crone Zone. And it's Conversations with the Ancients. And please do go over and subscribe. The information and the quality of presentation is just unmatched for sure. It's
we appreciate it.
I did
want to say that if you forget to put in Conversations with the Ancients after the Crone Zone, you're going to get all sorts of things, but not us.
Or you can shortcut it at the Crone Zone works.
At the Crone Zone works, good.
Just at the Crone Zone. That works.
And all of the information for the ladies is below, but I just wanted to pop it in the chat in case you guys wanted to pop on over there quickly. And so tomorrow I have, I'm going to be on with Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot, and that's going to be a lot of fun. At 1:00, I'm going to be on his channel, and I love being a guest on Scott's channel. He treats you like the most, like a queen. It's just so unbelievable. And then tomorrow evening,
somebody else I know does that.
Yes.
Then tomorrow evening, I have Stacy coming back from Sacred Key Codes, and she's going to be talking about healing with crystals. It's an introduction, but it is a pretty in-depth introduction, and we just love talking about the healing. And as I don't know if anybody saw my recent pendulum that I talked about the crystals, and I was asking my pendulum, do crystals heal? Do crystals heal your emotions? It was such a lovely show. I really enjoyed doing that. And I'm looking into finding more questions that say no, because everything I ask it says yes. So I'm trying to say
those questions.
And one was, can you reach enlightenment through meditation? And it said yes. So I said, if you pretend to meditate, can you reach enlightenment? And it said no.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say it did not say yes to that.
And there are some times when it's not appropriate for you to have crystals. I don't know why, but I was told when I first started doing this work that I had to get rid of all of mine because they were detrimental to me. And then I got to a certain point where I was told, yes, you can have them now.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a story we need to hear about. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. And so Lori Hunsinger says, I would love to hear about the crystals and golden disc locations from Atlantis again, ladies.
Yeah, we did do several shows on that. That subject was so deep, we couldn't do it in one.
Yeah, that one was amazing.
Yes.
One of the most amazing ones was, oh, maybe I'll save that for another story.
And
No, I did
and-
some research, and the Earth had no poles. The Earth did not have poles. So how does the moon work with no poles on the Earth? But I did the research. I found the article, and I can't find it again.
I think
I
that they're
cannot-
moving.
I'm
They
telling
move.
it was a timeline. It was a timeline thing. And I think
Oh,
they gave me the information from another timeline. And then it just disappeared.
I have
It was
heard
that
it
really
moving.
strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So Lori was just saying to Heather that she had to put all her crystals away before. Yeah.
Interesting.
I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to just put them away. I had to get rid of them.
Yeah, she had to get rid of them, get them out of her field of.
Whatever it was, I couldn't have them
Yeah.
at all.
Hi, Ginny. Thanks for being here,
Hey,
everybody.
Jenny.
And
Good night, Jenny.
thank you, everybody. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, everybody, for being here and for sticking with our little topic or our conversation starters. It was so much fun just to do a little round robin, wasn't it?
That was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. We can do that again sometime.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Take
Good
care.
night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.